What happens after the big exit? This video is about planning for the next chapter. If you just sold your business or you're preparing to, first off, congratulations, that's a big deal. Seriously, take a breath. Most people spend a lifetime chasing what you just accomplished. You just built something from the ground up and created something truly transformational. That's just not success. That's really rare territory. But now comes the big question. What's next for you? If you're like most entrepreneurs we work with, the moments after can feel oddly quiet, and that's normal. Let's talk about what happens after the exit and how to plan for it effectively. 1, the emotional and identity shift. Selling your company is much more than a financial transaction. Your identity has often been tied to it for years and often decades. It's how you introduced yourself, how you measured progress, really what got you out of bed every day. And when that's gone, even with $20 or $100 million in the bank, there's often a big void to fill. You go from leading everything to asking myself, what do I do now? This is why we encourage our clients to plan their post-identity exit long before the deal ever closes. And this isn't just legally or financially, it's mentally and emotionally. Who do you want to be next? What values will define the next chapter of your life? These aren't just reflective questions, they're strategic ones. Number 2, let's shift gears to the money side. Just because there's a lot of zeros in your account doesn't mean your money is working for you or working the most effectively it could. Liquidity without structure can lead to waste and regret. So how do we approach this? We start by breaking capital down into purpose-driven buckets. First is liquidity. What do you need access to for lifestyle, short-term needs, and coming opportunities? Next is safety. What needs to be protected no matter what happens in markets, investments, whatever it may be. Next comes growth. Because we have the other buckets in place, we can use these funds to shoot for bigger returns and compounding wealth. And last comes impact. These funds can be used to build your legacy, to give, and to help with other purpose-driven projects. When we structure your assets this way, we're able to go from wealthy to intentional. It's a massive shift, and it really brings a peace of mind when things get complex. Number 3, replacing business purpose with personal purpose. The next part of this might be the most overlooked, but it's also the most important. As an entrepreneur, your business gave you a built-in purpose. You're constantly building, leading, and growing. But once you exit, what fills that vacuum? This is where we ask our clients, what do I want this next season of my life to stand for? Some turn to philanthropy, funding causes that deeply matter to them. Others double down on family, spending the time with their spouse and kids that they never could before. Some become angel investors or advisors to the next generation of wealth builders. And others launch that dream project that never quite made the priority list. The key here is creating what we call a purpose map. It's basically a mission statement for what you want your post-exit life to look like. It gives clarity to your calendar, confidence to your choices, and alignment with your values. Because you're not retiring, you're refiring with intention. All right, let's talk what not to do. First, don't assume wealth management stops when the wire funds. That's actually when it really begins. Ongoing planning turns liquidity into lasting freedom. Second, don't put your advisors in silos. Let them talk to each other. Tax planning, estate design, investments, they're all interconnected. If one gets overlooked, the whole plan can get shaky. And finally, don't get passive. Wealth doesn't run on autopilot. It needs attention, stewardship, and direction. Think of your newfound capital like you did your business. It needs strategy, leadership, and accountability. Here's my final thought about what comes next after the exit. You design it. You need to get really clear on what the purpose is and what freedom looks like to you. Otherwise, you're going to be creating a lot of new problems. This is your next great venture. It may not be a company, but it's a life chapter worth living just as intentionally. There's often not a lot of people you can talk candidly to about this exit and this newfound wealth without jealousy coming up, now people looking at you like you're crazy. These are the problems we help solve and guide. If this resonates with you, hit subscribe. We'll keep sharing real practical strategies for entrepreneur families like you to turn liquidity into lasting legacy.